This is your daily market recap for stocks, Bitcoin, gold, and silver for Tuesday, December 28th. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the trading agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the trading agent, and today is Tuesday, December 28th, 2021. Review for gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. Let's get into it. Let's check the weekly or my monthly notes. What do we say about December? Santa Claus rally, then a potential hangover to end the month. Now, if you watched my video about the Stock Traders Almanac, you know I'm pulling this basically from that and experience that there can be a hangover to end the month. I would think today maybe the start of it. I don't know how deep the pullback will be. We'll kind of review the charts, but just keep in mind this is the kind of stuff that we have on this channel. I answer questions, I answer comments, I give short responses with either videos or comments below. Again, come by the Discord room, subscribe if you really want to learn how to trade and do, greater. I'm telling you, there's a lot of information. We had this long rant today about penny stocks before I apologize, and also just dropping tons of information. And so there's always a lot going on, and I hope this helps. Again, if you're newer to trading or even been trading forever and you feel like you're lost and you're in the middle of nowhere and everybody doesn't really want to help you, they're trying to make money off of actual services. I don't charge shit because I don't need to. My trades pay for themselves. So on that note, you saw the Discord room. Always feel free to stop by there. Again, red or we were having a joke today, the red or the blue pill. Like, do you want to be a retail trader your whole life and get sucked out, or do you want to be a probability trader and take the red pill and learn actually how to trade probabilities? Bitcoin today, a little interesting. As you can see, I still think it's a big, cup and handle. But as we speak, what is going on? We talked about looking up and fail. We needed to hold here. Well, guess what? Now you didn't. You broke below here. But here's a trade alert if you were very interested. I would look at this area and say, you know what? This could be a buy on Bitcoin. Because let's check in. Here's where volume price analysis. Long wick, big down, smaller candle, doji. Now, I'm going to put a little arrow here, and we'll come back and review this, obviously, tomorrow. Oh, that's not little at all. Maybe you can't miss that. So I like this doji with this volume. So if you're thinking, you would like to trade Bitcoin, I think you got something going here. I would keep an eye on it, because that candle is signifying to me something's changed. Ultimately, when you see action, down, big volume, and then all of a sudden it just stops, someone has the capacity to stop that. Now look at the average volume. You'd say, for this exchange, you can see how it compares. I like it here. I think this might be a scalp. This might be an actual literal trade that you could put on. I'm currently not trading it, but hey, keep an eye on it, because I think this could be if you look up and fail, maybe you look below and fail. And I tell people that there's repeating patterns and personalities in stocks. Bitcoin can get wide and loose, and then sometimes it's very technical. You break out and you retest this trend line. You go to the top. You go to the top, look above and fail, and boom, maybe now this is a looking below and fail. So I hope that helps. Let's jump into just the market. TLT. It's the same conversation every day. It's just going nowhere. And as long as rates are stable, the market's fine. Doesn't care. That's all you really need to know. Unless you're trading it. If you are, hit me up on the Discord room. We got some ideas. The dollar, I keep saying that it's compressing between this resistance zone and the upper range. I think it ultimately is going to fail. How low? Channel. Look at the channel. You got signals of selling up here, but this is the hardest part about trading. It doesn't have to happen as soon as you see the signal. Part of the thing is timing. That's the hard part. All right, weakness. Imagine that. The market runs up 452 to 476 and it's going to take a break. That makes sense. If you are trading the market right now and you're like, well, the Santa Claus rally has to continue on continuously because it's the holidays. Guess what? The easy money is from, identifying the lows, just starting to layer out and take profits. If you had some like bullish scalps, you take some off. I mean, you should expect after 5 straight days up, you're going to get some chop. You get some chop at the top. I mean, and again, there's no volume here. There's nothing that says, oh man, end of the move. But probabilities say the more you're up, the less you own. I always tell people that if you don't take profits, the markets will. You can see it the same thing in the Qs today. The Qs were a little weaker. Again, you held the 100-day. You just run straight up. Well, maybe it backtests the 400 level. I mean, it's really that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe we fill this gap. Again, the seasonality, if you're looking at the seasonal notes I'm providing for you, you should be aware of this kind of stuff. I mean, it's not rocket science, but also just don't have your head so far up your butt you can't see what's going on. Gold, not really happy about today's action engulfing yesterday's candle. It's still, up, chop, higher highs. That's the key. You made higher highs. Let's see what happens. This trend line, again, we draw this stuff because it matters. Keep it on it. Silver was just flat line today. Didn't really do much. Again, there's not something like this video doesn't need to be drawn out about why every day something happens. You just don't know. And today, who knows? I mean, where you started, where you are, that's part of it. I don't see any anomalies, I would say, start of a downtrend, but hey, been wrong before, be wrong again. Probabilities say this is nothing, but we will see. GDX, I don't really like this formation. It got over the 20-day. It does have a long wick. It back tested that old trend line. That's why we draw trend lines. You never know. They come into play. I mean, it literally hit it to the freaking price and the 0.25. Imagine that. Maybe it needs to form like a little bit of a head and shoulders. Who knows? I would just keep in mind that it is chopping. 20-day is good. Get below it, you could see the 30 level very quickly. That's how you have to look at the probabilities here. Same with the GDXJ. I mean, we popped up the 0.25 and closed at the 20-day. If we don't hold up, the next entry would be 40, below 40. I mean, that's why support equals resistance. It's like markers on the chart to know where to get in, get out, what should happen from here. Because in between, you don't know. Again, AG, talked about buying this into 10. And I mean, these double dojis up here, it puts you at a point where it might backtest the trend line in the 20-day. That seems like the first logical thing. Now, again, if you got long-term stuff that you bought near the lows, your stop is your entry. You don't even need to watch the video. You just say, Dan, please talk about it when it's really important. Or if you're in the Discord room, you'll know. You'll know when there's something to say. KL. This was interesting. It was up today. It's chopping, holding the 200-day. I know it's not ideal, but again, look at the volumes. There's really nothing here. I mean, I would just say sometimes, and I say this a lot, sometimes it's just days where the market is just a waste of time to watch. Hence why I despise day trading unless things are moving. If things aren't moving, like this is just watching paint dry. PAAS, first day where I actually, saw a little weakness. I mean, you had these nice candles, hit the 50-day to a T. I mean, again, why moving averages matter. Please watch the videos. There's tons of review videos on this YouTube channel. Moving averages matter, hits the 50-day, backs off. Seems pretty normal to me. Letter X, this was interesting today because, we broke the downtrend and we didn't really do much, but it held up. It was actually kind of strong today. I mean, it closed here and then gapped down and then it was just flat all day. At this point, another snoozer, a whole lot of nothing. VALE. Now, I hope if you're watching the stock, we said wait for the 20-day. Well, guess what we hit today? Again, why do moving averages matter? We got really close. My bad. I was thinking we hit it but you zoom in, you can see a little short. All right, well, be aware. It's coming up. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't hit it at this point. You have this like little choppiness to it. And it's like, egg on your face. You were wrong. Totally wrong, bro. And it's like, okay, well, you went from 11 up to 14. Chop is normal. Fill the gap at worst. I mean, let's just play it out now that I've got it all super zoomed in. Like, this should be your like short-term stop or entry point. Like, real simple. 1340. There you go. I wouldn't be surprised if you had a wick below and pop back. Keep that on the charts. If you're trading it, nothing wrong with it. AMD, now again, this is one where it's so hard to try to predict. And now again, if you were watching the Qs, you thought maybe it could pull back, and you're watching, the videos, you're like, profits should be taken. If you played this, you should be taking profit. That's what we talked about. It's chopping. I mean, Apple's like a similar thing that we've talked about. 20-day, it popped, got back up to the highs. If you're watching these videos and you're not subscribed to my Twitter, I mean, I'm doing live alerts on Twitter, and I talked about Apple. I was like, I don't like that Apple is wicking right here. Now, again, doesn't mean it has to like collapse, but I want to see it continuing. I want to see it like, take out this 181, 182 area like it's nothing and just keep ripping. It didn't, but the volume was light. Again, seasonality, end of the year, there's probably some profit taking. That's all it is. Just keep that in mind. MicroStrategy, I mean, here's another Bitcoin proxy. It's hit the 20-day. Again, moving averages matter, and look where it bottomed today. It bottomed at the 560s where, the bottom was from October. Watch it. Again, have a plan. Know what you're going to do. RIVN put out an alert on this earlier on Twitter and said, hey, as long as it holds within this candle, I don't give a you-know-what. It's probably going to go higher, but inside days are fine. I mean, considering the market was dropping and this just inside day, that's not that weak. I mean, if it was weak, it would be right back at the 95, 97. It would just go and fold. Didn't. Just keep that in mind. I mean, here's an example of something folding. Roblox. You have this nice green candle and bam, you engulf it and it's gone. Like all your gains are gone. Like that to me is weakness. And again, I mean, I'll say the same thing about Roblox. This blue zone is my ideal entry for the next buys if you're going to play it again. I mean, I'm out or covered calls. I don't really have a play on this, but I would be watching the dip. I mean, this gap could fill too. I mean, there's all sorts of things that could happen here, but the lower it gets, the more I like it. Think about it. You buy low, you sell high. Tesla this is another one I put an alert out on. We talked about on Twitter saying that, hey, you don't want to see this hit the trend line and back off. We got over it slightly, and look where we closed below it. I said if you wanted to, you could short like the 1080s. I did not short it other than like a little bit, and I'm flat on it. I'm not in large because I don't know, and so if that sounds counterintuitive to you, then you need to watch the videos on probability trading. Like if I'm very confident, I'd be going bigger, but if I think this trend line's going to fail, I'd starter position. I do 10% of my actual trade. Say I wanted 1,000 shares, I do 100. And if it rips higher, I only lose a little bit on 100 shares. And if it ends up dumping, well then great. But if it doesn't and it holds here and I can identify more weakness, I can add more. I mean, that's trading for you. It's not all or nothing. I scream that in the other videos. All or nothing trading is gambling. PENN, not excited about today's action. It's right back to the 20-day. I mean, if you're looking to add, this is where you should be adding, because I said get over the 20-day, you're good. It can temporarily get below it. Keep that in mind. I'd be watching it. I got some calls that I bought that are going to go to worthless here because I thought it was going to break out, but I bought them in November. You're wrong sometimes. That's why you buy calls. I love selling options versus buying them. Every once in a while, you can take a cheap risk for $3 a share. All you can lose is $3. I mean, that's the love of it. Options have to be understood. Again, there's videos on all this stuff. Anything that I'm talking about that seems like, what is he saying? There's a video on it. Or come to the Discord room. I'll do a video for you. I'll create a back to basics video because there's a lot to know. And if you don't know, then you shouldn't be, trading confidently. You're just not going to be. I mean, I trade pretty confidently and still have a humility to know that I will be wrong because that's the market. Being wrong is part of it. If you just have no clue what's going on, markets are tough. That's why 95% of traders will eventually blow up. EXPI, company I work for, love them. 33. I mean, again, you see the double doji, you go, uh-oh, and then it closes below the 20-day. I mean, keep in mind, a rising tide lifts all boats. Same thing when it drops. When the market starts dropping, everything slowly drips with it. That's just part of the market. If you don't understand that, then that's another thing you need to learn because there's a lot. I mean, it's like, again, I tell people this analogy all the time. Hey, great, you open an account. That's like getting a basketball at Walmart or at the sports store and being like, all right, I'm going to go play in the NBA. No, you got to take that basketball and understand it. You got to take that trading platform and understand how to trade. Trading is not easy. That's why most people lose. All right, XOP, this is interesting. You break out, but you made a higher high and you held up. Now, this isn't necessarily bearish. Now, you might look at it and go, I mean, again, if you engulf this and take it all back, now I think you get back to the lower. But as long as you hold up high, set your trades accordingly. It doesn't look that bad. ExxonMobil, I mean, we talked about breaking out. We needed follow through. Again, another higher high, doji. Could it be chopping back? Could it go? Could my trend lines need to be drawn? Could this actually be the trend line? Because this is the thing, you have to be malleable. You have to be able to change. Could this be the trend line and we didn't close over it? I don't know. All right, well, I hope this helps. And again, if stop by the Discord room. If you have questions, stop by. If I'm around, I will help. If you have questions, leave a comment in the section below on the video. If needed, I'll even create a little short for you. I mean, it's so easy for me to create videos now that I've got this figured out. I'm here to answer questions. Please subscribe because you're going to find live alerts. Check out the Twitter account. Again, it's all on the Discord room or linked to this channel. There's nothing, you can find me if you want. If you're scared to hit me up, it's like in sales. What's the worst case scenario? I say no. I'm not going to be mad at you if you hit me up and you have a question. That's just the nature of the beast. So I appreciate everyone, all the family and love with who, people doing this and keeping on top of this stuff. I will talk to everyone soon. Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.